Welcome to this Zentangle Quickie. My name is Heather Hartwick Gladden. I'm a certified Zentangle teacher, and today we're going to take a look at the Tangle OMNU from Rashim Bhargaua, and I hope I pronounced that right, or at least was somewhat close. All right, before I start, I want to share the story with you because my understanding, and let me know in the comments if I'm wrong. I'm going to put in the description section a link to Rashim's Step Out, and it's an Instagram link. Let me know if you do not have an Instagram account. Let me know if you are able to see it or not, because the last time I asked, it sounded like they weren't able to see it, and that's why I just want to share this because the story behind the tangle is just so cute, and I want to make sure that it's heard. So, what she says is, it so happened that one day I was trying to teach my 2-year-old grandson the English alphabet when this pattern just popped up in my mind from somewhere. We were playing with the magnetic letters and sticking them on the refrigerator, and suddenly this kind of a pattern came up. Since the letters O, M, N, U have been used to deconstruct and make it simple to draw, we, my grandson and me, have named it OMNU. And I just think that there's more to the story, um, and it's just uh, such a lovely story and such a lovely tangle. And I just wanted to make sure that it was heard, and just I was just reading it right from her Instagram account. All right, so again, do let me know in the comments if you're not able, well, either way, if you're able to view the Instagram link and you do not have an Instagram account, again, I just want to know. All right, so I did separate out a couple of these just because if you follow me, that's just sometimes what I do, just to make sure that things can be seen well, and and yeah, all right. So this one we're gonna start in the middle with an orb. Now, it is this the tangle isn't necessarily difficult, but the one thing that I had to pay attention to was the size of my orb and then the size of the next couple steps. So once you have your O, that's our first letter. Then I'm just pick a space, and then we're gonna draw a capital M. Now I can't write M the way I normally draw or do an M, which, oh no, I did it the right way here. I usually do it. It's almost like a giant lowercase. Mine are curved at the top. All right, so at the at one place on the orb, then you're gonna do it on the opposite end. I find it easier to kind of do opposite ends like that. And I would also, well, it's up to you. It's gonna turn out really neat either way. I was also paying attention to how far this comes down with my M, and then we're going to go on the opposite side. So it's kind of like north, south, east, west type of thing. Now here's where I noticed, and so now I have a decent amount of space here. What I did in my first tries was I had my orb too small or my M's too big, or some combination thereof. And you need to have just a little bit of space in there. Mine were like almost touching. So that's something to play with for sure. And then we're going to add the N. So in between all of the M's, we're going to add the N. And so I'm going to start, make sure you can see. I'm going to start at this point, and I'm coming straight up, and then you almost want to have, that slant of the N come down and meet where the M starts, and then have the the last part of the N coming straight up kind of in between. So I think you can see that. And in the step out, I did it so that way, and I think that Rashim have also did that. Yeah, she did, where you see the one N in there, just so you can see what's going on. Because if you just put it all the way around, it's hard to see sometimes. All right, so then we're going to do that again in between each one. Like so. Then for the U's, and you can start anywhere. So you see all of these points sticking up here. We are oh, you know what though? Oh, no, it's going to be on every one. Okay, because I had a thought and never mind. All right, so here's a U coming right from those points. Now you could do it, up or down. I might switch to up because that's kind of how I was doing them before, although that's kind of working out nicely. Nope, I'm going to switch it back. I wasn't doing that before. I'm going to just trace over this one. There we go. And so from each point, we are making U's. And if you want to employ a little takeoff and land, you can. And if you don't know what that is, it's just tracing a little bit over where you're coming from and then a little bit where you land. And what that provides is a little continuity. Because, yeah, I wasn't really doing it here. And you're like, oh, well, there's a hard, what do I want to call it? Like an angle. And some of it, maybe I can't avoid because of the way I drew these spokes. The M's and N's, but it does help. And here, like on the N, you could come off of this curved one, the angle versus the straight. It's up to you. It could set your U in a little bit different direction, and that could be fun. Oh, like that, but that wasn't intentional. Oh my goodness. And we don't worry about that, do we? No, we don't. And there we have it. So then the next step, if you want to take it, is to decorate. And there can be all kinds of ways to decorate this. And let's see. Well, I'm going to copy what I did in my step out just so that way I can show you. When you look on the Instagram page, you will see hopefully you can see it. You will see some additional ways to decorate it, but you can do it any way you want. You can fill in these petals. You can here's what I'm going to do is I'm going to just put some lines. I'm just going to do like 3 little lines, and so as I'm drawing it, I'm lifting the pen off the page as I get a certain distance. You can see I'm going about halfway. Try not to get too crazy, but I'm coming from the point, and my first one, I'm aiming for the middle. I'm also not working to worry about it too much because it makes it look organic if you don't. These ones a little bit smaller, so that way kind of they're ending up at about the same distance. I had thought to put the line dot dot, which I love so much, but this ended up looking really, really neat. And one of the things that Rashim pointed out is that what's neat about this is that all of these petals, if you will, come off a little bit different based on where that U comes in, and that it makes it look really, really neat. So some of them kind of look like a teardrop. Some of them maybe look more a little bit like flux. It just takes on a neat organicness, just from that. All right, then I'm just thinking, yeah, I think I'll go ahead and do that. So what a fun thing to do, and you know what, I'm going to aura this inside first. You don't have to. I've done it both ways. I'm going to put some orbs in here. And I have done it where I've put the orbs in and then put in that second line afterwards. I've done it both ways. And the phone is blowing up, so 1 second. All right, and then one thing that we want to do is fill in behind it. All of a sudden, I think, I'm using a sepia pen. I'm like, why does this look a little brownish? You probably can't tell, but it does. And it's kind of neat. It makes it look a little antique-y. Yeah. Sometimes it's hard to get behind, get in these little crevices, but it has a neat effect when it's done. Oh, isn't that neat? Well, and gosh, you know what? I don't know if I want to color in, but, I don't know if I want to color in those, the M's and the N's. I think it will look kind of neat. I did it in, well, let's just do what I did on the other thing. Ooh. But wait. No, let me do this. I'm going to use a gray marker because that's what I did. Now, I didn't try it on this. And because I have it handy, we sometimes use the gray marker when using black tiles. That's where I was first introduced to it. And this is a Tombow number 75. What's neat about it is it has this brush tip, and they have a lot of numbers of grays. This came with a kit that I had bought with instructions. I think it was one of the tints on tan. But then it also has more of a fine tip that's sturdier. So it's kind of neat, and then it gives you a nice solid look there. But I'm going to do the inside because having a gradient is nice. And then also, you know what? Let's do this too. Having kind of different shades of gray is nice. And sometimes, it's always fun to just shake it up a little bit. Oh, I had another thought. We'll see how much room I have. If I had done these U's a little bit bigger, let's just see. I just want to have it be a gradient, but not. Oh, yeah. Well, it's a little bit dark looking on the camera. Oh, but it's okay. And you know what? Let's do this. Just on the tips. Oh yes. Sorry, I get so excited. The shading is just such a neat thing. And so I'm using what's here kind of as a palette, right? And I'm just scooping some graphite up because it is a bit dark there. And so why not just use it? And so what I'm working to create is kind of like a bend. Oh, and it did. Where these petals all look like they're bent over. And the only way you can achieve that is if you have some of the natural tile color left. And I really only have a little bit, but that's all that it takes. Let me get this a little nicer. That's all that it takes. How cool is that? All right, and then one last thing that I want to do, that looks really, really neat, is, that's a 5, there's a 10. Okay. Is I'm just going to add a little jelly roll to that center there. We'll make it look a little shiny. How cute is this? And then, the sky is the limit for how you might want to play with it after this. Really, really fun. All right. If you enjoyed the video, would love to have a thumbs up, a like. Feel free to share it. If you have not subscribed to my channel, if you enjoyed it enough that you'd like to see more and you're not already subscribed, I would love to have you be a subscriber to the channel. Subscribing to the channel is, of course, free. And in the description section, I also, below the step out links, I have links to, for my website, the Facebook community, and, and if you really enjoyed it and you would really like to Tangle live, I do online classes every week. Some are have a fee, and some are free. I have a once a week that is free. So on Thursdays, and I do 2 different sessions. It's the same tangle. We just explore and have fun, similar to this. It just we expand it a little bit more, and you never know what you're going to get until you get there. And would love to have you join us. So with that, thanks again for watching, and I wish you happy tangling.